Welcome home, where we provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator here on America's Next. Listen, before we start the show, guys, I just want to say that let's all take time to be grateful and appreciative of life. I never can use that word appreciate enough. This weekend, I lost one of my classmates, and his name was Demal Cunningham. We went to Wynwood High School together, and so I just wanted to take a few seconds at the beginning of this episode to pay respect to his life and his legacy. I want us to hold on to one another, love one another, and include one another. All right? Moment of silence for our friend. Let's rock and roll. Listen, we're here to provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator here on America's Next. I have Mattis Whetstone here with me today. How you doing, Mattis?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I like your outfit, man. You're looking like you're a lawyer or something like that.
I just like to, dress.
Dressed the part, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, Mattis, can you tell me a little bit about where you're from?
I am from Michigan, and I grew up in a small town, Clarkston, Michigan, but then I lived in Pontiac, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan also.
Okay. What did you like most about growing up in Michigan?
I like snow skiing, and I did enjoy the winter, but since I moved down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I don't think I can handle the weather anymore.
Right. Yeah. And I want to tell you right at the outset of this conversation, you might be a Michigan man. I am an Ohio State man. So on one level, that makes you one of my favorite enemies, but on another, it makes you a brother of mine. Can you tell me about what you enjoyed most about, growing up in Detroit? What did you do in elementary school? Who were you in elementary school? Let's go there.
Okay. Elementary school, I was a quiet child, and I had some learning disabilities and a speech impediment, and at times I got bullied, and I was trying to find myself at that age, being in elementary school. So I would skip school and do bad things. Sometimes people would pick on me, and I would run into there was a cornfield out by our school, and some friends of mine would go, and we would hide in the cornfield while school was in session.
Wow.
And they'd be out looking for us and stuff.
And you were in elementary school facing this?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever talk to your parents or your family about what was going on?
I blocked a lot out, so I don't remember a whole lot. But I know that I did have special classes that I went to, and the teachers would. I remember this one time I had reading class, and the teacher, I can't hear that well out of my right ear, and he made up a story where he said that I was a boxer and that I got injured in boxing someone, and that they should leave me alone.
Right.
So, I know that's telling a white lie, but at the time, the teacher was trying to make kids listen and not disrespect me.
Yeah, and I think that what he also did was a stand-up thing to do. I remember sometimes when a young person didn't want to be bothered, they would come up with this. They would come up with a fancy name for themselves, a tougher name. So like in your instance, your name was maddest, then we'll say, oh, you know what? From now on, we're gonna call you Matt Rock. That's Matt Rock, right?
Yeah.
You know, your teacher kind of did that for you. And so, and also, you know, let's take a minute to talk about bullying a little bit. I think that it's been done a lot, and I think that its time is up. And I think bullying is pretty whack. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I think that we should address it more. At sometimes it's okay to sometimes there's parents at home, but sometimes there's not parents at home, and that no, the child doesn't have a way of learning. That they have a hard time with structure there in the family, and I think that's part of it. And then maybe part of it, what I saw was other people got bullied, so they tried to bully other people also. And I think we got to come up with a instruction or a program to get the kids to be diverted somehow away from treating other people like that.
Yeah, yeah. You say it's a never-ending cycle. I totally agree with you there. And I'd like to know what happened next for you. So you faced this big adversity, and you obviously was determined to divert away from a life of that perpetual cycle of, if you do something to me, I'm going to do something back to you. So what types of programs did you get involved in?
Well, it took me a long time. I didn't get into anything. There were my friends that supported me, and some family members, and role models, mentors, and teachers that supported me. But all through elementary school to junior high school, even in high school, I really felt like I was a piece of crap. And there was one night that I remember that I walked to this overpass, and I got up and sat on the ledge of the overpass, and I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm not worth anything. I don't feel worthy enough to be alive. And so for a long time, I just kind of went through the motions of, you know, trying to find people that were positive for me. But I would feed off the people that was positive for me, but I still had that inner struggle that I didn't correct. So when I got through high school and during high school, I got into street activity where it it made me feel like I had a little bit of power. And I really liked, at the time, I really liked fighting. Not that it was a good thing, but it gave me power, and it made me feel like I belonged to that group of people. And I would literally pray for someone to shoot me because I felt lower than low. And I just didn't know how to get out of it. And I would just go through the motions and struggle and struggle. And after that, in my early 30s, I started seeking seeking help for myself. Started accepting that I needed to work with my inner self and correct what's inside me.
Right. You know what you're saying is very relevant, and it reminds me that there are young people clear across America right now who, for one reason or another, they are questioning their self-worth. And there is a conversation that needs to be had, an experience that needs to be had in order to figure out which of those young people out there today are feeling just like you felt? And we've got to find ways to get to them, because as was the case for you, there's a great person in there. There's somebody who is ready to be a big value to society. So an important person is in there, especially in the case of Matters Whetstone. And so we have to find young people who are going through esteem issues because of whether they grew up with the proper conversations and support or not. We still need to know who's not feeling like they're being valued. We need to know who's not feeling like they're being valued, and we need to wrap around them, and we need to show them a way to create a richer life for themselves. And so I'm very thankful that you decided to turn your life into a positive direction, and that you did not jump off that ledge that day. You know, because you did not jump off that ledge, you are now here on America's Next Motivator, and you're being an inspiration to someone who might be thinking of thoughts of worthlessness today. And so, case in point, we have Lori Allen Council in the building, and she says, I'm going through the non-worthless now. And so what I'm thinking is that Lori is currently having feelings of worthlessness tonight. And I want to tell you, Lori, that just as sure as you're on this broadcast tonight with Mattis, that you're a very valuable person. You have something to offer this world. You have faculties that we can use, and we want your story. Let's have a conversation. I want you here, Lori. Matter of fact, I want you to start to tune in to every episode here on America's Next Motivator, because I want to talk to you. So as you can see, Mattis, what you're doing today is the right thing. Doesn't matter if you're bullied or where you grow up at. You can become a help to somebody else. And so now, like you said, we've got to find support and ways to change our life into a more positive thing. So now talk to me. Where did you go for support? What did you do with your friends? You said you had some friends who supported you. Did you think about your friends when you were about to jump off that ledge? And was it the thought of those friends that stopped you from taking your own life?
What I can remember, I thought that it was wrong to take my life.
That's right.
So I just kept on going through life and trying to find the answer, trying to find something that would help me.
Mm-hmm. And did you read any books or did you watch any shows that caught your attention?
I can't really remember, but at the time that I had a lot of trouble reading at the time. And I didn't get good at reading till my young adult years. Actually, young adult years, maybe late 20s. I just pushed myself to keep on reading and learning. But when I even went to college and I got an associate's degree, and I had tutors there also that would help me try to divert me from living that way and trying to get in trouble on the streets. So I did have a tutor that would say, if you want to, you can sit in here with me in my office instead of going out and causing trouble. And she's helps people do that also. So all through my life, I've had people brought into my life to just inspire me.
Right.
And it's really helped me.
You know, sometimes I listen to people say stuff like pull yourself up by the bootstraps, or you can do all things. And when I listen to a story like yours, I'm wondering how did you do it? a lot of people, they never recover from those types of low thoughts. It's something that sticks with people, and you can't just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And it sounds like, you know, not to be a Christian about it, but it sounds like God intervened in your life. That's what it sounds like to me. And like the universe continuously sent people to your aid because you're here for a reason. Have you ever thought about what your purpose is in life?
Uh, yes, I actually have thought about it uh, to be a motivator, to be a to help people with their personal branding, to help them to be the best that they can be of themselves. And it took me a while to get the courage and to get out of my own way of being scared to step out and do this.
How did you how did you become a good reader?
I just um I just started reading and I learned tips on how to read, and I guess I just picked up on reading because I just worked at reading over and over, and there's still some things that I'll read a book like a self-help book and I won't know the word, so I look it up to see what word it means.
Right.
But and I may not be the best reader, but this is me and I accept me the way I am.
Yeah. You are a foundational great human being. And your story is an inspiration to everybody who's in the chat room right now. You're getting a lot of love and support out there, because all I'm hearing from you is just work ethic. You work at things, and when you don't know the answer, you go out there and you find an answer. You know, and I think we can all take a note from that. Some people, they do it already, but are there things that we could be going out there learning and becoming better at right now to this day? I know I got some things that I could be working on. I got some things that I could be learning, you know. And I'm always open to new facts, new knowledge. If you guys want to encourage me to go out there and learn something new, feel free. Anthony Pacelli says, Madison, I'm very proud of you. You've come a long way and your positivity is very inspirational. Rose Q. Hensley says, you are amazing. So listen, you're making an impact out there. Now, when you say that you're into branding now, what type of branding is it that you help people to do?
Well, as a person, you are a brand,
Wow.
and so I help them in whatever aspect that they want to be in. If it's something like they want to be a public speaker, then become I help them and I show them the tricks of how to get out there. I'm learning myself, always learning, always digging into what works. But I'm finding tips and I want to share those tips and I want to share what has happened in my life so I can help others to be to think positive about themselves, to be able to have the confidence to succeed. Because I know when I was trying to find my way through, what am I going to do? What do I want to do? I've had many wonderings of what can I do? I come from a uh, factory manufacturing based type uh, ethnic work ethics. I come from. I worked at General Motors for a while in Michigan, and also I worked in different factories where it's oil industry to brakes industry, and so if someone wants to advance their life and not stay in the industry that they thought that they could only be in, then I would like to help them out.
Okay. Rose Q. Hensley says, I would love to hear your tips for branding. Do you have any branding tips for us today?
Well, I know that I'll give you a tip on if you want to have a brand or you're wondering what should I use as my personal brand, you can use Fiverr and go on Fiverr and hire someone, and you don't have to use pay hundreds of dollars for someone to brand you or make up a logo for you.
You know
There's a
what? That's a great idea. A lot of the time, when somebody's trying to figure out how to come up with a website, how to come up with a logo, how to come up with a slogan, and all this marketing stuff, when you go out there and you look to hire a consultant, you're automatically talking about a few $100s. But when you outsource through a company like Fiverr, you can get things done for far less than what you would expect. So that's actually a really good tip. You know, sometimes when you're looking to get something done, you want to get it done fast and you want it to be affordable. Fiverr is a great platform for that. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
also with your brand and your name, you being on Facebook, you know, you're just there and you're talking to your friends. But if you want to get your name out there and everything, you need to believe your part. For a long time, I just sat there in the background, and I just was like uh, a laser operator at my former job. I wasn't out there saying, "Hey, I'm a motivator. I'm a public speaker, or I do this, or I'd like to help people out with this." Because I'm going to tell you what I've learned is people don't know you and people don't know what you do. So you need to let people know who you are.
That's right.
And I'm working on my video YouTube also, because there's so many different platforms that you can use if you just get out of your comfort zone and get out of your way and just do it. You can get yourself out there and show people who you are. Also, if you bring some value to your Facebook page, like something that you want to teach somebody else, that will bring more people to you, and they will see you as a value, not just somebody playing around on Facebook.
Absolutely. And before we get into your next chapter, I want you to talk to me a little bit about what were your thoughts when you were working as a laser operator, and how did you get through that period of time with your confidence with your confidence intact? You know, and the reason why I ask you that is because there's some people who are factory-based workers who are unhappy and they settle for that life, but you did not settle for that life. And so I want to know what was going through your mind during those years.
Well, at first I just accepted this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm good at, and this is what I'm going to do. But there came a point in my life which I sat down and I'm not happy. I need to work on something. I need to change, and I need to find out how to change. So I started reading self-help books. I started, talking to mentors and different things. And I started to realize that I needed to work on my inner self. I needed to work on that conflict that was inside of me.
From years.
Pardon? Yes, from years and years. Because what I did personally was I shoved everything down and shoved everything down, and it stayed there. And then when I'd have like a point of pain inside my emotions, I didn't know what it was. And I learned that I had to take care of those emotions. And I did a lot of crying because when they come up, I even told one of my life coaches, I said to her, I'd rather be punched in the face than to deal with these feelings. And her answer was, you need to get them out. You need to be aware of them, and you need to let them go and forgive yourself. And it took me a while to get all that stuff that I pulled in me and just let it sit there.
Without a doubt, what you're saying is phenomenal, and you're encouraging us. You're encouraging us today to everybody needs to have a seat and reflect on your life. Look at yourself. Go get in the mirror if you have to, and realize that you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle for a life that is not serving you the way you want to be served, and you don't have to settle for a life that's not treating you the way that you want to be treated. And so all you've got to do is take that moment of reflection seriously. Hold yourself accountable. And then after that, you go out there, you find a mentor, you find a coach, you read a book, or even find something to watch on TV. And you get yourself up out of that place. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Mattis Whetstone. He's the real deal. And he is the face of his brand of recovery. We'll be right back with more from Mattis Whetstone. America's Next Motivator. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. America's Next Motivator. Hosted by me, Cedric Riley, and sponsored by the Pride Empowerment Network. And we're back with Mattis Whetstone. How you feeling out there?
Oh, great.
I'm talking to you.
To be here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that I appreciate everybody tuning in also.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks to each and every person who's a part of this episode. You know, I'm processing the things that you were saying before we went to the break. As people may or may not know, this is a candid conversation. This is not scripted. This is a totally organic experience that we're having today. And I'm thinking about the stuff that you're saying to me, Mattis. And when you say that you had all of this pressure that was building up on you to the point where you had pain in your body and you knew that you needed to deal with it because you'd rather be punched in the face. I can relate to that, you know. And I want you to talk about how your feelings changed when you started to deal with your inner self. Did it relieve that pressure for you?
Yeah, yes, it did, but there was a lot in it, and I would have to revisit it a couple times before I really let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just became aware of it, and I said, this was in the past. This does not serve me anymore, and if I want to move forward, I need to let this go. I need to feel the feelings. If I need to cry, I need to cry. And everybody has emotions, and God gave us emotions, whether it's crying or, happy, sad, and we are allowed to feel them. We are allowed to be human. I gave permission to do that. I gave myself permission to be me. It's okay to be me. And it's okay for you all that are listening. If you're struggling, I give you permission to be you. I give you permission to let things go because sometimes people do not think that they feel like they need to hang on to it because they're scared. And I was scared also. But once you let that out, it's the greatest feeling to be able to stand on your feet and say, hey, I'm not whatever someone said to you. I'm not for myself, I'm not a retard. I can learn. I am smart. I can do things that others told me that I couldn't do.
Without a doubt. And I want to reiterate some of the things that you're saying today because you're giving out some powerful keys to life. You just told us here on air that all that pressure that was building up for you, the pressure that we're all feeling right now because of our new set of dynamics that we're going through in this country, not to mention every single year is another several pounds of pressure on you that when you begin to deal with yourself, it's just like pushing the pin in a tire. You get to let some of that pressure go when you address your inner self. That's a major key of life. That's a major key of life. And a lot of people, they have like you got like a positive voice on this side and you got a negative voice on this side. But the thing about that negative voice is real. You need to get in there and deal with that negative voice. Sometimes that negative voice is inside of you, and if you never deal with it, then you can't get out on the other side of your best life. But if you deal with it, then so much pressure is released off your shoulders because now you can see yourself clearly and you can get into your best life. So now, Mattis, can you tell us how did you end up going to Oklahoma, man?
Well, I went out here for a job. I took on welding for a little bit, and I found out welding's not for me.
Okay. But you've done several different jobs. And also
Yeah.
I want to give some love and appreciation to the blue collar worker out there. And I saw a video that you did recently and you were talking about how It doesn't matter if you're pushing a broom or if you're even a welder or any sort of trade or hands-on activity. You're still a very valuable person to society. Do you remember that video?
Yes, I do.
Can you talk to
And
us about that?
yeah, I like to look at people as a being, as who are they? And I value them for that. There's a lot of people that are hiding behind their struggles and their pain, and they may think that they're worthless. When I moved here to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I had a job doing a janitorial job. And at that time, I wasn't right in my inner self. And I really thought that I was just like okay, I'm just cleaning toilets. I'm not as good as this person in this position. And I don't want people to have that feeling that I did. I want them to know that they have a story, whether they are a janitor, whether they run a crane, whether they weld. Everyone is valuable, and everyone has a story that someone needs to hear, because that story inside them, they can reach somebody that I can't reach. They can help somebody that I can't help, because I haven't been through their experience, but someone else has been through their experience, and that person that is feeling low or not feeling good about themselves is waiting for someone to say, hey, you're valuable. You're a good person. What you do is not demeaning at all.
Absolutely. People need to be affirmed by the people that see them. You see people putting work in out here in society, and we're going into the winter season. The winter season wouldn't be very comfortable if you didn't have somebody doing your HVAC, running your city, all your civil services. Everybody who's doing a job is impacting you. And Mattis, you said something that I really thought was great. You said that everybody is valuable and everybody has a story, and I totally agree with that. And so that's what make this your platform. This is your platform because you came here to not only share your story, but to let the people know who might not think that they have a story that they need to share theirs because there's somebody who's going to be able to relate to it. And I couldn't have put it better. That's why this platform exists, for people to come forward and tell their story so that we can know who's in the room. The room that we call Earth. We need to know who's in the room. Because if we're ever going to make the world a better place, we need to know each other's stories. And so this is one step, however small it might be, to us making the world a better place. Now, you're also an entrepreneur. Can you tell us about some of the businesses that you've gotten into?
Well, I'll start off with a venture that I had that didn't go well. So
Okay.
that it shows that there's ups and downs in your life.
Right.
But I started off in 2017 wanting to design shirts, and I partnered with someone that wasn't who they said they was, and I didn't lose any money over it, but I learned a lesson of how to put policies into effect, and also that it doesn't make me a failure if something doesn't work a certain way. It means let's try it a different way. I've tried many things, and I've tried jewelry making, which I'm good at, but I don't like. I tried carving different things like carving wizards and owls, but I got bored with it. So I wanted to try something else. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. You might try something and it may not be for you or it may not work out the way it is,
Mhm.
way you thought it would. So you try something else that might interest you because you don't just stop where something doesn't work out, but it depends on your determination. And sometimes determination is worth so much when you're trying to do something. So, and I do paintings also, but I kind of put it on hold, and my t-shirts also I put on hold because with I'm working on a online business right now, which I think is very important to put my time towards. And so also I like to help people out. So that's my two things that I want to focus on, because the more your energy focuses on, then it goes to where you focus.
Yeah, to manifest. Exactly. And also for people out there who might be getting their feet wet in the business world, he also made a great point there. You know, sometimes it's like Tetris when you're trying to figure out how to be successful in business. If it doesn't work this way, you got to turn it that way. If it doesn't work that way, you got to slide it to the right. Sometimes you got to slide it to the left. You know, sometimes you got to come through with a whole different approach, a whole different shape, a whole different orientation about things. But there is something out there for you to do if you just try. Go out there and try something new. And that's what he's done. And so now you're doing the online business, and let's see if we can support your online business. What you got going on online?
Uh, I have CBD products.
Educate me about CBD. What is CBD? What is it?
CBD is taken from the hemp plant, and it does not like the marijuana which people use with the THC. The THC is what gets you high,
Okay.
and the CBD oil that I provide does not get you high. The most it has is 3%, and then also there is the THC free, and that's what I use. I use the products also because why would I want to promote something to somebody if I don't know how it works first with myself?
That's right. And you know what? CBD is a big business. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar business. And did you guys know that we have cannabinoids in our body? We have cannabinoid centers in our bodies that are compatible with the cannabinoids found in the hemp plant for healing purposes. And so we are made to digest CBD and to use it for health benefits. It's almost like a missing link in our regimen. It's something that we should be incorporating in our regimen. And I've also read that it helps with seizures. It helps with it can help with autism. It can help with stress. It can help with lack of focus. Have you learned some of these things too, Mattis?
Yes, I actually oh uh, one of my business partners uh, corrected me. It's 0.3%
Okay.
THC.
Okay.
So yes, actually, I started taking CBD oil, and I have noticed that my body has felt better, and the the progress of it has allowed me to I do not take blood pressure medicine anymore.
Wow. So
So
you so you saw the benefits of CBD in your own life.
yes, and see, about maybe 6 years ago, I had this doctor give me this blood pressure medication, and she said that she needed to up it. So at work, I took 2 pills at the time. I started getting blurry vision, and I started throwing up. And I went and I told my doctor, if I take 1 pill, I'm fine. If I take 2 pills, I start getting dizzy, blurry vision, throwing up. And she said, no, this is not the side effects. And I'm like, well, this is my body. I know the difference, what's going on. And she sent me to an MRI to get an MRI done. And next thing I get a phone call saying that I have MS and that the neurologist is wanting to put me on narcotic drugs and wanting to drug test me every week. I can't work. If I went on those narcotic drugs, I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't be able to drive. And I never saw that doctor ever again.
That's
I
right.
got a second opinion. I got a different doctor. And ever since that happened, I've been on a mission to become healthier, to become a reason why a doctor does not have to tell me, something that is going to be wrong with my body.
Right.
So that I knew that I wanted to get off of, I wanted to live healthier and I wanted my body to feel healthier. So I started using the CBD oil and I saw the progress of it and the benefits of it.
You know what? We all need to take a step back from whatever you might have thought about the hemp plant. And if you don't know, I'm talking about what we call weed, the weed plant, the hemp plant, the marijuana plant, whatever makes it a clear picture for you. That's what we're talking about. It's a very powerful plant. It's been here for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's been here for a reason. And so there's a lot of people who might they smoke it and they get high off of it, but what we need to destigmatize about that plant is that it has numerous health benefits for us, and it's not all about getting high. It's about providing the missing minerals and supplements from our diet that we don't typically get, especially if you eat a regular standard American diet. You're missing CBD right now, you know. And also he also talked about something else that was important. Some of the medicines that we take can be replaced by the hemp plant and some of its medicinal constituents. The medicines that come from the hemp plant can replace some of these things. Now I want you to tell me, and Anthony Pacelli says, listen, hemp and marijuana are different. It's on the way it's grown. So Anthony Pacelli is here. He seems to be a subject matter expert, and I'm listening to what he's saying as well. Hemp is growing differently than marijuana. Okay, all right. And that's another thing. Because somebody is taking or subscribing to CBD doesn't mean that they're subscribing to marijuana. So there you have it again. There's something to learn here. I think that we should revisit the hemp plant, and if marijuana is the way for you to understand the area that we're talking about, hey, investigate marijuana, latch on to hemp, understand that there's a difference between marijuana and hemp, use the hemp for the health benefits. Rose Hensley says hemp and weed are both amazing for depression. Janet says it's about helping your body return to a state of homeostasis. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, in order to get your body to return back to the state of homeostasis, hey, you've got to find something a little bit more holistic than the medicines that are prescribed out there. You need something that comes from the earth. So I'm listening to you all out there, and I think that Mattis, with all that he's went through, has reached a point where he can provide value to the community by letting you know that you could be adding CBD to your lifestyle, relieving pain, relieving stress, and living your best life. Rose says weed has vitamins T, H, and C. LOL. She's funny. That's my girl Rose. Okay. How can people contact you if they're interested in some of your CBD products, Mattis?
They can contact me on Facebook with Messenger, or they can add me on Facebook. And my website is www.madiuswhetstone.com.
Okay. How do you spell it?
And I can put it on. I can put it in the link. I can put it down below. It's
come back to this episode and drop your website link in the comments. We got a few more comments, and then I got a couple questions for you. Oh, Anthony's giving us more knowledge. He says hemp is grown closer to get smaller leaf growth. Marijuana grown spaced apart for a lot more leaf growth. Okay, great. So yeah, so we're learning a lot, and actually we're on to something with this hemp plant. It's the way of the future. Would you say so?
Yes, it is. It is.
All right.
And that's why I got into it also, because I really want to help other people with it, and there's a good business opportunity also. So if anyone is interested in a business opportunity, I can offer it to them also.
Phenomenal. Okay, Mattis, if you can, I want you to talk to us a little bit about, pretty much. I got 3 questions for you. We're getting ready to wrap up. I wish we could talk more, because now you got my mind going when you talk about hemp as a legal business with benefits in it for everybody. People can contact you for business ideas. I'm ready to talk for a whole nother hour, but unfortunately, we got to wrap it up. And in true fashion, as we always do, I want to know, what is survival to you?
Survival is lead with love.
Wow. What is success to you?
Success is helping others succeed as you succeed as well.
Phenomenal. What is greatness to you?
Greatness is being yourself.
You know what? I really enjoyed this conversation today. You dropped jewel after jewel after jewel. You were very inspirational. You were educational, and you were motivational. You taught us about some new businesses today, and you made some new connections. I want to let you know, Mattis. I want to let the public know right here on this broadcast right now that you, Mattis Whetstone, you are America's next motivator.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Anthony Pacelli says you're rocking it. Great job, great job, great job. And where do you go from here? So you're gonna take off in your CBD business, and what's next for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself helping entrepreneurs come to the top with me. I want to help as many people as I can to succeed in their business, so that they can succeed in their life, pay their bills, and be healthy and help others.
You ever thought about?
Pardon?
You ever thought about creating a book?
Oh yeah, I started writing a book, but then I stopped.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, I need to do that.
That would be great, man. I think you have a great story. You became somebody that other people can look up to, and look after and aspire to be. So good job today. Everybody who stopped by today, I appreciate you. If you drop comments, Lori, I want to talk to you. Let's follow up after this episode. Janet and Anthony, feel free to stop by here whenever you so please. And yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping by today with us in Mattis Westone. All right. So Mattis, I'll talk to you later. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, today was a prime example that when you have an engaging conversation with the objective of learning, everybody can teach you something, and you never know what they'll have in store for you as the conversation goes on. Each and every episode of America's Next Motivator is going to have something here for you.